Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The first Disney Star Wars spin-off, but the second spin-off in Star Wars history, because the first one was the Holiday Special in 1978. That was horrible, and I did a review of it, so check that out. In this video we're going to talk about Rogue One, which essentially explains where did the Rogue Squad start, and how the hell did that little blip in the Death Star plans where it was so easy for like Luke Skywalker to blow up in A New Hope, where did that come from? So this movie kind of serves as an explanation of both. So essentially Jyn Erso, she lives with her parents. Flashback, little girl Jyn Erso lives with her parents. I guess her mom was a Jedi. The Empire comes, and Galen Erso, being Jyn's dad, tells his wife and Jyn to go and hide, so he can fend off the stall the Empire, which Galen Erso was an Imperial, trying to live a peaceful life. And he reunites with an old friend that's an Imperial officer. And this person is Krennic, and this person is important because he's going to be a frequent. And Krennic, he tells Galen Erso that he needs to come back because the Empire needs him to finish the Death Star, and Galen said no. And he tries to lie, saying, "My mind's not where it once was, and I left the Empire because I didn't agree with it. So please leave me alone." Right? And so he said that it's been lonely since my wife died, and then shortly after that fib, the wife comes, says you never take him. And then pretty much the Empire kills her, and Krennic says, "Find the girl. They're somewhere here." And pretty much Saw Gerrera finds her, and then we jump to present day where she's in a prison cell, and she wakes up. I guess she was dreaming about the past, and K2SO frees her, takes her to the Yavin 4 rebellion base. And there's a few people, like Mon Mothma, Cassian Andor, who are questioning her, and another person was I got the cast list, so if I needed to, I can get assistance. General Draven are all there, and then to question Jyn Erso about where is your father. And essentially to let her know that her father is working with the Empire, and they need her to help get Saw Gerrera, who they have their relationship soured, help to get in contact with Galen Erso. And we see Bail Organa coming in, and I remember seeing that in theaters in 2016. I said, yes! Because my criticism for the prequels was not really seeing Alderaan, exploring Alderaan. We saw the Alderaan in Clone Wars, but we didn't see Alderaan in the movies. And so that's one question that I would have enjoyed knowing. Obviously Bail Organa was on Alderaan when it got destroyed, but what was he doing moments before that happened? And so and we kind of explained that too. Get it kind of hinted later on in the movie, so I will save that towards later. So essentially Jyn Erso, along with Cassian Andor and K2SO, are tasked to go and try to retrieve the Imperial plans. And they go to Jeddah and that's where they meet this blind hair, like this blind monk, right? So they meet this blind man named Shirik Aimi, and I'm trying to find the guy who um also plays the guy with the machine guns. Was I am spacing on his name right now. I don't know why. But the long haired guy that Jurek Imwe hangs out with in the movie. And the reason why they're on Jeddah because they're trying to find this, like, in order for them to I guess, like, find Galen Urso and Saul Guerrero. They heard that there's this, I guess, guy who left the Empire, who has the Imperial plans, and they essentially recruited him, which his name is Bodhi Rook, and Bodhi, like, Rook is a defector, and we see Saul Guerrero and Jin Urso reunite, and we see that Jin Urso has some resentment towards Saul Guerrero because he left her, and Saul said, "You were the daughter of an imperial scientist. There, people were getting suspected. If I did not abandon you like I did, the chances of your ass being here is low. So be grateful, little girl." Maybe not like that, but and then he shows like, her the message that Galen Urso sent to him that he got from Bodhi, and so essentially, our Rogue One crew goes to this Imperial base because Cassian Andor, he found out where Galen Urso was at, and Galen Urso was not Galen Urso, blah, blah, blah. Cassian Andor. If you guys see me look down, I'm looking at the cast list so I can remember the names. But Cassian Andor was ordered by, well, I'm trying to remember. Jump cut. By General Draven. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but by General Draven to kill Galen Urso, which Cassian was in a good position, but like his humanity kicked in and said, like, "Yeah, I can do this. I can do this." And essentially, and the reason why they're on this planet is because, well, the Imperials is because, Krennic suspects a traitor because he suspects that whoever gave Bodhi the permission to like the plans of the Death Star to the rebellion is like the snitch in the Empire, which turns out to be Galen Urso, which he gets killed. Jin is able to say goodbye to her father. There's some tension between her and Cassie when they get back on their ship. I'm tempted to call that the Mantis, but I know that's the ship Kate Cassis flies in the Jedi Survivor games. Then we essentially go back to Yavin 4. They discuss that about the Death Star, and now's the time to strike. And most of them agreed that, yeah, ain't worth getting lives killed. So, Jin Urso and Cassian Andor, along with some of the Rogue One squad, tries to sneak off Yavin 4. And someone says, "What's your operating number?" And then Cassian, thinking on the fly, says Rogue One. So it was essentially because of Cassian Andor where the whole Rogue Squadron was introduced. And this was like literally like the time, like the timeline of this movie takes place like right before the events of the New Hope, literally right before. And so they fly off to Scarif, because that's where the plans of the Death Star set to try to like just like send the plans of the Death Star to the rebellion essentially. And while these Rogue Oneers or Rogue One Squadron is going to Scarif, Mon Mothma and Senator Bail Organa both talks about they need to pull all the strings that they can get, right? And so we get a hint that like a strong hint that Bail Organa is going to reach out to Obi-Wan, and then he's going to have Leia do it. A very strong hint. If you guys have not seen A New Hope, then that part would like I just spoiled a shit ton for you guys. And if you guys haven't watched Rogue One, I probably should have said spoiler warning, even though it's been like 6 years since it was released. About a year is like since it's been like re-released in theaters, but Rogue One, yeah. So anyways, spoiler warning for a 7-year-old movie out of the way. I could have said that earlier. But Galen Erso, not Galen Erso. So we get that little nod, which we get like also give that very strong sense that Bail is planning to go to Alderaan to warn his like I should say hint because he actually says that he's going to go to Alderaan to warn his people that there's like any chance of peace. It's out of the window because the rebellion is about to strike back against the Empire. And essentially, the rebels put bombs across the some parts of Scarif on the Imperial base, blows it up, calls like this big fight that eventually lets the other rebellion members know because Rogue One snuck off, so now they're calling reinforcements to save Rogue One. And there's this big, awesome fight, and that essentially for Jyn Erso, she essentially reunites with the Imperial dude that was Galen Erso's work buddy, Krennic, which I don't know why I have a brain fart on his name. Of course Krennic doesn't remember Jyn because the last time Krennic saw Jyn was when she was a little girl. And so essentially like as soon as Krennic was going to kill Jyn, Cassian Andor shoots him, wounds him, and they're able to send the submit the fans to I forget the name. I think it's the Tentive 4. Whichever craft that we see like Princess Leia's ship in New Hope was. Oh yeah, and I should probably have mentioned that the Empire destroyed Jeddah City and with the Death Star and not Galen Erso. Forrest Whitaker's character, which I don't know why I'm having brain fart of characters' names all of a sudden. Paul Guerrera, he had a chance to go with Jyn, but he sacrificed himself, saying, "I'm done running. Go fight for the rebellion. Go fight for hope." And then, oh yeah, sorry, Nima, I woke you. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. So, fast forwarding. Essentially, the rebellion or the Empire uses the Death Star to the Empire to blow up Scarif, and the Rogue One team dies. At this point, most of the Rogue One team has been dead. So the only survivors of Rogue One was Andor and um Jyn Erso, which dies as Scarif because of the Death Star. There was no vehicles to help them escape. And then we see on this rebel ship, some rebel fighters having the Death Star plans, passing it from one person to another, and then we get essentially, and then there's this really cool hallway scene, right, with Darth Vader just annihilating some of these rebels, but they were successful in having the plans go away and having escaping Vader. But there are some rebels that were shooting, still no chance, and I feel like they knew that, but they still shot at Vader, getting their ass handed to them. That was my favorite scene out of all the movie, because I was telling my mom after I saw it, because I was visiting my sister, and I saw the movie with my sister. So when I saw my mom again, told my mom, if I wasn't scared of Darth Vader in the original trilogy and after Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One made sure I would be afraid of him. Cause holy crap. Rogue One made sure to reinforce that Darth Vader was a badass. One not to be trifled. And then we see this person, this commander, going to Leia, saying, "We got transmitted something. What does this mean?" And then we see Leia turning around, which you could tell was Leia by her outfit from behind. Before we saw her CGI'd face saying "hope." At the end of the movie, right? And I feel like this has to be the best Star Wars movie under the Disney umbrella, and the best spin-off movie out of the three that are counted as spin-offs. Holiday Special, Rogue One, and Solo Star Wars Story. Definitely, I think rivals the Clone Wars movie, if you want to count the Clone Wars as a spin-off movie. But, yeah, this definitely, I feel rivaled Rogue One, or rivaled Clone Wars in terms of how good it was. I think this movie, honored the old, while trying to tell, somewhat new story, while connecting into the old. If that makes sense. Honoring the old, creating somewhat of a newer story while connecting it to the old at the same time. And it was pretty good. Rogue One had its flaws for sure. With every movie, but I feel within the 5 Disney Star Wars films that we got so far, Rogue One has the least amount of flaws, and it definitely feels the more Star Wars And I have that movie on DVD, and I have watched that movie at least 50 times, if not more, since I've owned it. And I remember when it was re-released in theaters for because of the Andor show, I thankfully nothing came up, so it didn't prevent me from seeing it. I took my ass to go see the Rogue One in theaters, because like I said, Rogue One is my favorite Disney Star Wars movie, and I do believe in you send a message to the studios with your money. So if you dislike something, don't waste your money. Don't give them viewership. But if you like something, give them money. So that's one reason why I went to it. 2 is because I don't remember ever seeing I don't think I seen Rogue One in IMAX, and it was in IMAX. So I said, yes, I gotta see this IMAX. So with that said, I'm hoping, because I know that they recently re-released Return of the Jedi in theaters because of the 40th anniversary. And I had to miss that event, sadly. Otherwise, I would win because I had a family thing. But I do hope that they will re-release the prequels and the original trilogy in theaters. Because speaking of re-releases, because I kind of mentioned that with Rogue One, I think the George Lucas era Star Wars, the prequels and the original trilogy, has a magic to it. And I feel like even if they didn't do it for the anniversary, even if they don't do it for the movie anniversary, that I feel like the prequels and the original trilogy has this magic that will bring will naturally bring people to the theaters. And from my understanding, Return of the Jedi proved that point, what I just said. So, re-release the prequels in theaters. Re-release the original trilogy in theaters. Make it essentially a 2-day thing, right? One day having the prequels, one day having the original trilogy. And if you guys want to, for the sequel fans, re-release those sequels for the sequel trilogy fans. But I'm telling you, the re-releasing the prequels, original trilogy, it's a cash grab right there. It will automatically make you money. Anyways, getting back to subject, because I went on a side point, sorry. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a really good movie. If you guys hadn't watched it, I definitely recommend. Is it a movie that could have not been made? Sure. But it's a movie that I'm definitely worth seeing for sure. Sure. Yeah. At least once, see how you feel about it. Like I said, I feel like it honors the old, introduces a new story, while tying it into the old beautifully. Rogue One honors Star Wars, I feel like. And I'll gladly rewatch that movie. I will die on that hill. With that said, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. One over day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later.